Hello everyone, I welcome you to another learning workshop with me. In our series of workplace challenges, today we shall look at a workplace challenge, and for this, I bring to you a story from my corporate life. So, this is your coach Manaz Amjad, and the story today I'm about to share with you is from my own corporate experience. So, this was the year when I had almost completed 11 years in my organization. And the workplace challenge at that given point in time I was going through was a question that I kept asking myself. Why is it that I'm missing career growth? And what I have defined here is not what I actually thought at that time. Uh, I was actually missing out on career growth opportunities despite my talent, potential, and hard work. And I kept asking myself this question: what could be the reason? My state of mind was seeped into inferiority complex with a very low self worth and confidence. There was a lot of fear and a kind of a constant need to avoid risk. So, as a result, I missed out on various career growth opportunities. So, in our session today, while I share the story with you, I would also like to share the deep dive work that I keep talking about in most of my uh, workshops, how that could really help any one of you who's looking for help or support, if at all you are also being or going through a similar kind of workplace challenge that I was many months ago. Now, in this, friends, what I did was, since I also have a confidentiality clause with my clients, I cannot really share or divulge the in depth work that I do with them. So, I'm bringing you my own story so that I could also share with you how in coaching deep dive sessions are done and the kind of role they play in the way we keep ourselves stuck or confused and at times undermine our own potential and talent. So let's get going and let me share the story with you. So the story was, having worked for more than 11 years, one day I got a call from my supervisor that we have a new software that was being deployed in the entire organization. So I was very pro and an expert with technology. So it didn't took me a lot of time to really learn this new software. So much so that I became the go-to person for everyone in the organization. If anyone has any doubts, so kind of working on this new system, I was the one who they would reach out to. So I kind of became an expert in it. And then a few months later, my boss called me once again and said, we have a set of new hires and recruits who are joining us, and they are in huge number. So I would want you to train them on this new software since you are an expert and a lot of people talk about your expertise on it. So I was, uh, to be honest, at that given point in time, I was very surprised that I was chosen for it. And as you listen to my story, you will understand why I was like this. And then I said, okay, fine, I will do it. I did not show to my supervisor how hesitant I was to actually do this, but never mind. I said okay and went ahead with the preparation. The day came and I had to give this presentation, which went on really well. Uh, One thing that I should also mention to you, these new hires were from premier institutes and they were new to the organization and also to the software and the system. So I was chosen to be the trainer for them. So once I finished this session, which ran for an hour or so, and I kind of did it within the time period given to me, almost less than an hour's time, and finished the session. So the moment I finished the session, I just ran out of the training room at the first opportunity, taking my leave, and this was my escaping moment. And because somehow, I was hesitant to stay there. I was not hesitant to answer the questions because I was an expert on that software. I was more hesitant to face the crowd, and hearts of hearts, I never believed I did a good job. So the best way I thought at that given time was to find an escape, and what I did was I just took the next exit. I said another meeting coming up, and I created an excuse and I escaped. I was told later on that my the feedback for my session, the one that I gave an hour before, was met with lot of applause. Everyone loved it, and it was a huge hit. And people were looking for me, searching for me, not for any questions, but to kind of connect with me. But what I did, I just ran away from that session, that opportunity, and that place. Somewhere in another corner of the office, I was seated, lost in my self doubt bubble. This is the work, friends, that you're seeing on your screen. This was not something I did at that point in time. Had I done that, I wouldn't have had really missed out or had this workplace challenge of being stuck in lacking career growth opportunity. This is something I did very late in life, but I'm bringing this to you today as a coach and a successful one so that you learn from my lessons. And this is like a deep dive. I may be doing it to someone very similar to me, like my younger version. So, this escape I sought was for two reasons. One, I was very clear. I had, see the irony, I have no doubt that I could have done a good job. And I also doubted my expertise and knowledge. And let's now see the because I had running inside my head. These are the because and what ifs we all have when we are into situations where we are fearful, we doubt our abilities, our potential. So I did not really believe that I could train students from Premier Institute because I was not from it, because only toppers make it to the Premier Institute, because I was not a topper in my school. So here's my Q&A going inside me where I am reconfirming and telling myself, how could I how could I even teach? How could I even be that expert? And even though I gave my best in that presentation, my behavior, my lacking in confidence, having such low self worth about my own self, kept me limited. Specifically in our performance appraisals, when we bring this kind of behavior to our workspace, we could be good enough in our potential. But then there are opportunities where we really need to rise, make use of it, because these opportunities are those platforms which gives us a chance to, it's not like you're proving your worth to anyone, but to kind of demonstrate that you are the person uh, performing at the next level. If I was a senior analyst at that point in time, my presentation were no less than any assistant manager or a manager could have given. However, I lost not just opportunity, but even further um, positioning myself in the org about my potential, because I'm not carrying a badge which speaks These are the instances which need to be taken care of, which I completely and totally missed. And then, lost in my self doubt bubble, I continue to ask myself the same question that, oh, I think I have so much expertise and talent, but why is it I'm not growing in my career? While I see people younger than me or people with less experiences making most of these opportunities and getting ahead. This is this small incident I bring to you along with what we just saw, the list of because, which I typically do with my clients when I run a deep dive session, a probing session, which actually help us to dig deeper and understand the way we behave, what really is at the root of it. My low confidence and self doubt was rooted in my limited belief that only the toppers make it to the premier institutes, and therefore, since I was not from one of it, I was not good enough to train them or give them a session or even worthy enough to credit a good feedback for all the hard work I did. Unless I believed in my potential, in my work, why would anyone else would? And this is exactly what unfolded in my career life. So friends, if this story resonate with any one of you, if you're asking yourself the same question, why is it I'm struggling to grow in my career? Why I feel I'm stagnated, or I have this kind of doubt whether it's worthy enough, am I good enough? Then I invite you to connect with me. I have the link given in the description of this video. Let's talk. Our first call is a no cost call. You can just call me up. This will last for an hour. This will be online via Zoom, or if you prefer over the phone, it can be over the phone. And you can share with me what your problem is. If we both arrive and think coaching can help you really find a way out, the clarity, the support, the direction you need, so that you unstuck from all that's been holding you from growing in your career, I think this is the time. So I look forward to, and let's talk. My intention is through this series bring to you stories from my coaching world and also stories from my own life, so that you don't have to repeat the mistakes that I did or had got my career stunted and stagnated on account of the errors I committed. So my mission is to help anyone who's seeking support through my coaching, helping them excel, thrive, and really grow in their career, both professionally and also in their personal lives. So connect and let's talk. Thank you. That's all for today.